I want to make a quick video about the center support bearing replacement on an E36 drive shaft. I got mine apart and I was getting ready to reinstall the new one when I took a look at the parts diagram on Real OEM and realized I was missing some parts. Specifically the front and rear dust covers. Apparently my drive shaft, when it was rebuilt a while ago, did not have those reinstalled. So I wanted to make sure I don't, trash this bearing or whatever. So I got some new dust covers and a new circlip because the other one was kind of bent and they're cheap, so just replace it. Anyway, so a lot of the videos I watch about this don't specifically go over this part of the install, so this is clearly not a whole job video. It's more just how do you assemble these parts right here, in what orientation and what order. The parts diagram on Real OEM is kind of small and grainy, doesn't really show things in super detail. If your car already had these things on them, great, you just copy how they were when you took them off. But if you were like mine and your car didn't have these and you're a little confused, here's how they go. So this guy here, he will go on like so, with the flat part towards on the back of the center support bearing. By the way, you are looking at the front of the center support bearing. The thing with the lip goes towards the front of the car, and this flatter section is towards the rear. So it goes dust shield, center support bearing, then this dust cover cap goes on like so, slides in there like it should, and then your circlip would go in front of everything else, holding it all in place. I had to get a new splined locking thing. Mine was on there so tight and so over torqued. I mean, it's only supposed to be torqued to like 7 foot-pounds or something like that. I had to use some heat to get mine off. Didn't realize it at the time, but there are actually these nylon, whatever, plastic splines in here. They started melting, so I was like, you know what, let me get a new one. It was like $10 or something. So make sure yours is in good shape. Last thing to note, when you are putting this together, clean all the splines up, both the external and the internal ones here. Make sure they're free of any debris. Spray them down with some brake cleaner. And then before you reassemble everything, you have to use a proper grease for the splines, something with, what is it, molybdenum or something. This stuff is really great. It basically says it's for things with splines and other stuff. So don't just spray whatever random lubricant you have, because it's not appropriate. Use the right stuff, and it will all go well. So hopefully that helps somebody. That's the end of the video. Alright, so here's what it looks like with the rear dust cover installed. It's a tight fit. It doesn't just slide on. So what I used was this, brass punch rod and a 1-pound hammer. Just kind of tapped it around, and it went on. I made sure to clean it up as best I could beforehand, but really not that bad. No socket's going to go over this thing. But yeah, not rocket science, just take your time. Alright, well, I made a mistake here. This is what happens when you don't have anything to guide you. So that backing dust shield there, I had it so it was kind of flush with the lip on the drive shaft yoke or whatever. No, it needs to get pushed all the way back, all the way back. I realized that because when I was putting on the center support bearing, it got us to a certain point, and not only would it not really go any further, but it wouldn't spin, and that's because it was locked up on this thing. So that was a whole chain of events. Had to somehow separate them, and this got all bent and tweaked and stuff, and then it was no longer, sitting tight on the drive shaft, so it could, come in contact with the center support bearing. So in the end, I had to lay down a couple booger welds around this thing to hold it in place and bend it back. So yeah, don't be like me. Push that rear dust shield all the way back when you install it. Yeah. All right, so it is assembled. Here is what yours should look like. You got that dust cap in there with the circlip on top of it. This guy, you can put him on lightly, and make sure you have your grease on the splines. I torqued the 3 bolts for the Guibo. Torque specs vary by model, so check the FSM. M3s are 85 foot-pounds. Easier to do it here than on the car. And this thing is ready to go back on. Just make sure you torque this. It is only to 7.5 foot-pounds, which is hand tight, if anything, on the car. Do not torque it off the car. And make sure you don't over torque it. And that should do it. Hopefully this helps somebody. Oh yeah, and when you're assembling, make sure you line up your marks so this thing's balanced. You did mark it before you disassembled it, right? Hope so.